The studio lights blaze down on the sleek, modern set of Jimmy Kimmel Live, where the audience buzzes with anticipation. Jimmy Kimmel, dressed in a sharp navy suit, leans back in his chair, his signature grin plastered across his face as he introduces his guest. Ladies and gentlemen, he's an Oscar winner, an environmental activist, and a guy who somehow makes dating look like a full-time job. Please welcome Leonardo DiCaprio. The crowd erupts in cheers as Leonardo strides out, waving confidently, his tailored suit catching the light. His hair is slicked back, and his eyes carry that familiar intensity, but there's a subtle tension in his smile tonight. Jimmy dives right in, tossing out lighthearted jabs about Leonardo's latest blockbuster, a gritty climate change thriller that's been dominating the box office. So, Leo, this movie's got everything: explosions, romance, melting ice caps. Did you film it on a yacht for authenticity? The audience laughs, but Leonardo's chuckle is tight, his fingers drumming on the armrest. Jimmy, sensing an opportunity, leans forward. Speaking of yachts, you've been in the news lately, haven't you? Something about a party in Monaco? The crowd titters, and Leonardo's jaw tightens almost imperceptibly. He responds smoothly, pivoting to discuss the film's message about global warming, but Jimmy's not letting go. Come on, Leo, give us the juicy details. Was it a small yacht or, like, a floating city? The audience roars, but Leonardo's smile falters, his eyes narrowing as he shifts in his seat. He counters with a measured tone, emphasizing the urgency of climate action, but Jimmy, ever the provocateur, doubles down. Okay, but seriously, how do you balance saving the planet with, dating models half your age? The crowd gasps, then laughs, and Leonardo's face hardens. He leans forward, his voice low but firm. Jimmy, I'm here to talk about the work, not tabloid nonsense. The host raises his hands in mock surrender, but the glint in his eye suggests he's just getting started. The tension in the room is palpable now, the audience sensing a shift. Leonardo adjusts his tie, his posture rigid, as Jimmy tosses out another quip about his environmental hypocrisy, something about private jets and carbon footprints. The crowd's laughter is louder, but it's uneasy, and Leonardo's patience is visibly fraying. He cuts in sharply, you want to talk about hypocrisy? Let's talk about the sponsors of this show: a big oil, fast food, you name it. The audience murmurs, caught off guard by the jab, and Jimmy's grin wavers for a split second. He recovers quickly, tossing out a joke to lighten the mood, but Leonardo isn't having it. I'm serious, Jimmy. You want to grill me? Let's talk about the real issues, not gossip. The crowd is silent now, hanging on every word, as the air grows thick with tension. Leonardo's voice rises slightly, his passion spilling over as he defends his activism, pointing out the systemic failures that dwarf personal choices. Jimmy, sensing the moment slipping, tries to steer back to humor, but Leonardo's not playing along. I didn't come here to be your punchline, he snaps, his eyes blazing. The audience is riveted, some cheering, others whispering, as the exchange teeters on the edge of chaos. Jimmy, ever the showman, tries to diffuse with a laugh, but Leonardo's had enough. He stands abruptly, unclipping his mic with a sharp tug. You know what? I'm done. The crowd gasps as he storms off the set, leaving Jimmy stunned and the audience buzzing. The camera lingers on the empty chair, the host scrambling to recover as the show cuts to commercial. Backstage, Leonardo paces, his team rushing to his side. While social media explodes with clips of the clash, fans and critics alike dissecting every word. The moment is raw, unscripted, and electrifying, a rare glimpse of a Hollywood titan pushed to his limit. Back from commercial, Jimmy Kimmel faces the camera with his trademark smirk, but there's a flicker of unease in his eyes. Well, folks, that was a broken bar unexpected, he says, his voice light but strained as he addresses the audience. The crowd laughs nervously, still reeling from Leonardo DiCaprio's dramatic exit. Jimmy, ever the professional, pivots to damage control, cracking a self-deprecating joke about how he's never been good at keeping guests on the couch. The audience chuckles, but the energy in the room feels off, like a party where someone just slammed the door. Behind the scenes, producers are in a frenzy, huddling in the control room, debating whether to cut to a pre-taped segment or bring out the next guest early. Meanwhile, Leonardo is in his dressing room, his phone buzzing non-stop as his publicist fields calls from outlets like TMZ and Variety, all clamoring for a statement. He's pacing, his mind racing, a part furious, part regretful. He didn't plan to walk off, but Jimmy's relentless needling about his personal life, coupled with the hypocrisy jab, hit a nerve. Leonardo spent years building his environmental platform, pouring millions into conservation efforts, only to have his message reduced to tabloid fodder about yachts and girlfriends. He mutters to his team about the media's obsession with sensationalism, how it drowns out the real issues like the deforestation stats he'd wanted to share tonight, or the rising CO2 levels he'd hoped to highlight. Back on set, Jimmy's monologue continues, but the audience is distracted, checking their phones as #Leo storms off trends worldwide. Clips of the exchange are already racking up millions of views on X, with users split. Some call Leonardo oversensitive, others praise him for standing up to Jimmy's cheap shots. The host, sensing the moment's viral potential, leans into it, joking about how he'll send Leo a fruit basket to apologize. But privately, Jimmy's rattled. He's used to pushing buttons, but this time he may have pushed too far. He signals to his producers to stretch the next segment, a cooking demo with a celebrity chef, to fill time. But the audience's energy is still with Leonardo. In the dressing room, Leonardo's manager urges him to release a statement, something to control the narrative, but he's hesitant. "Let them talk," he says, his voice steely. "Maybe it'll make people think about what actually matters." His team nods, but they're nervous. Hollywood doesn't like unscripted outbursts, and this could ripple through his upcoming projects. On X, the debate rages. Some users post memes of Leonardo storming off in scenes from The Wolf of Wall Street, while others share articles about his foundation's work, arguing he's right to call out media hypocrisy. The clash has sparked a broader conversation, one that transcends the gossip and touches on the tension between celebrity and activism. Leonardo, still fuming, scrolls through the posts on his phone, pausing at one that reads,